So today we're going to talk about a strategy to solve multiplication problems, and we're going to be talking about the area model of multiplication. So first thing we're going to do, I'm going to review with you things that you learned in fourth grade. So in fourth grade, you learned the area model of multiplication, but you learned it with a 2 by 1, which means you would say 36 times 4. For example, okay? So this is an example of a problem that you would have done in fourth grade. So the first thing we need to do is we need to decompose the numbers. Let me scoot it over a little bit. And the reason why we decompose the numbers is we're breaking it down into their place value spots. So we're almost doing expanded form. So I think I had 36 times 4. So first things first, whenever you have a number that has more place value spots than just the ones position, you are going to have to decompose the number. If you have a one-digit number, you do not have to decompose that number, okay? So 36 will decompose to 30 plus 6, okay? And then remember, this section right here is where we're decomposing. And decomposing just means break the number apart. Okay, so 36 decomposes to 30 plus 6, okay? And then we'll just bring down our times 4, because like I said, with a one-digit number, you do not have to decompose that number. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to write 36 in an area model. So you'll write 30 right here, and you'll write 6 right there, okay? The 4 is what we are multiplying 36 by, so you will write that on this side, okay? Then you do your area model graphic organizer, okay? Now what we're really doing when we do the area model is we are using a standard algorithm, but we are just breaking it down to each place value spot, so it makes a little bit more sense. So what we're going to be doing is first we're going to multiply 30 times 4, and that will go in this box, okay? And then after that, we will multiply 6 times 4, and that will go in this box, okay? So what we're really doing is we're just multiplying by the place value spots to get partial products, okay? So 30 times 4. You could rote count 30, 60, 90, 120. Or what you can do, you know 3 times 4. 3 times 4, I'm using the wrong marker. 3 times 4 is 12. But because of the powers of 10 rule, you can add a 0. So 30 times 4 equals 120. So again, 3 times 4 is 12. And then because of the powers of 10 rule, there will be 1 0 in your answer, okay? For this box, 6 times 4 is 24, okay? Now you each will have a multiplication chart that's attached to your homework to help you with the multiplication tables if you don't know them off the top of your head. So now what we have is we have partial products. So these are not the answers by itself, right? So these are just part of the answer. So what we actually have to do to find the full product, okay, what we have to do is we have to add these partial products together. So we are going to add 120 plus 24, and you're just taking your numbers from each box, okay? You will add them together to get to the product. So this is the final product for your answer. 0 plus 4 is 4. 2 plus 2 is 4. 1 plus 0 is 1. Okay, so your product should be 144. So 36 times 4 equals 144. Okay, so this is one example of what you would have done in fourth grade. We broke it down to the tens position and the ones position. When there is only one digit, you do not need to decompose that number. You just leave it alone as the one digit, okay? Now let's talk about something else you would have done in fourth grade. So we're going to talk about a little bit more complicated of an equation. Okay, so I'm going to erase this example. I guess I could have left the header partial products. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to multiply a 2 by 2. So our factors are going to be 2 digit by 2 digit. So let's say we have 13 times 26. Okay? So we're going to decompose those numbers. Now each number has a tens position and a ones position. Tens position and a one position. So that means that we are going to be breaking down those numbers. So 13 decomposes to 10 plus 3. We have our tens place. There's a 1 in the tens place, so that means 10, okay? Times 26. We are going to decompose that. 26 decomposes to 20 plus 6, okay? So this is the basic expanded form that you guys practiced in 4th grade, okay? So we decompose the numbers. So now what we need to do is we need to do an area model chart. So we have 10 and 3 on one side for our 10 and 3. 10 plus 3 equals 13. Now on the other side, on the left side, we're going to do 26. So our second number is going to go on the left side. So we need to write 20 and 6. 20 plus 6 equals 26. Okay? So our area model chart is just squares. It does not have to be perfect at all. Remember, we are multiplying. Okay, so now that we're going to have 4 partial products. So these, remember, are our partial products. Okay, so first things first, 10 times 20 is going to go into this box right here. So we could rote count 10 20 times, or we could do 20 10 times. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. 20, 40, 60, 80, 200. Okay, we could do that. Or we could use what we know about place value in the powers of 10. 1 times 2 is 2. And because of the powers of 10 rule, we are going to have 2 zeros in our answer. So 10 times 20 is 200. All right. Now we're going to just go across. 3 times 20 is going to go in this box right here. 3 times 2 is 6. Because of our powers of 10 rule, we have 1 0 in our answer. So the answer is 60. 3 times 20 is 60. Okay. Next step. We're going to do 10 times 6. That's going to go into this box right here. So again, 1 times 6 is 6. Because of our powers of 10 rule, you have 1 0 in your answer. I need one more color. Okay, the last box, we're going to multiply 3 times 6. So it's really important with the area model of multiplication that you set it up correctly and that you keep organized. So we are going to be using that SMP and attend to precision. It's very important that we attend to precision. So 3 times 6, again, you can use the multiplication chart if you need to. 3 times 6 is 18, and that goes in that box. So these are our partial products, okay? Now what we have to do to find the total product is we have to add these partial products together. So we are going to line up our numbers. So 200 plus, now we go to this box, 60 plus 60 again. And you see how I'm color coding it so that way we only use each one time. And then plus 18. Okay? 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 8. Oops, let me use my blue for the product. So 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 8 is 8. 0 plus 6 is 6. Plus 6 is 12. Plus 1 is 13. We write our 3 in the ones position and we carry our 10, okay, to the hundreds. 1 plus 2 is 3. So your answer to 13, so your product, your total product for 13 times 26 is 338, okay? Now in 5th grade, so that was a 4th grade review. We are going to be doing this. This is what your assignment is for homework. So we are going to be using the area model of multiplication, but we're going to be using bigger numbers, okay? So I'm going to do a 3 by 1. So my factors are going to have 3 digits and then 1 digit. And then we'll do a 3 by 2, okay? So what I would suggest is as you're watching this video, if you haven't already done so, take some notes. Write it in your interactive notebook so that way you know what we're doing. All right. So now we're talking about 5th grade, okay? So for 5th grade, we're going to do a 3 by 1. So we have, let's go 128 times 5, okay? So again, we need to decompose the numbers. 128, we are breaking down to a hundreds, a tens, and a ones position. So 100 plus 20 plus 8 is how 128 breaks down to. So it decomposes. Then we bring down our 1 digit. Remember, 1 digit you do not have to decompose. So now let's line up our numbers. On the top, we need 128, and on the side, we need 5. We're going to break apart. So we're going to draw our area model. So we are multiplying. 100 times 5 will go in this box. You could rote count by hundreds 5 times or use the powers of 10. 1 times 5 is 5. Because of our powers of 10 rule, we will have 2 zeros in the answer. Okay? 20 times 5 will go in this box. So again, you could rote count 20 by 5. You could do it 5 times, 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. Or you can use powers of 10. 5 times 2 is 10. And because of the powers of 10 rule, you are going to have another 0 in your answer. Okay? And then in our last box is 8 times 5. Again, you can use the multiplication chart that I was attached. I put it in the Google Classroom. 8 times 5 is 40. Okay? Now, these are, remember, our partial products. But we actually need to get our answer. We need to get our full product. So now what we do is we add together those numbers. All right, so we're going to take our numbers from these boxes from our area model and we will add them together. So 500. Remember a 10 to precision, so that way our numbers stay lined up with the correct place value spot. Plus 100 plus 40. And we're just copying our numbers down. We're making sure that our ones positions line up. We're making sure our tens positions line up. And we are making sure our hundreds positions line up. Okay? Start on the very right-hand side. So the smallest place value, 0 plus 0 plus 0 is 0. 0 plus 0 plus 4 is 4. And 5 plus 1 plus 0 is 6. So your answer to this multiplication problem, your product, is 640. So 128 times 5 equals 640. Now let's just change it one little bit. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this initial problem into a 2-digit number. Okay? So for our example, I'm going to turn this into 52. So what that means is our number will break down to 50 plus 2. It is 50 because there's a 5 in the tens position plus 2 in the ones position. So let's erase our partial products because now we're going to add to it. Because in 5th grade, you guys are going to be doing a 3 by 2. So that means there's a product with a factor with 3 digits, and then a factor with 2 digits. Okay? So I have, let's erase here because it's going to change a little bit. So let's rewrite our numbers. So we have 52. So we need to write 52. Then we're going to do our multiplication from here. I'm going to leave the colors in the same positions just because that's a little bit easier. So first things first, 100 times 50. 1 times 5 is 5. Because of powers of 10, you will have 3 zeros in your answer. It's 5,000. Right here, 50 times 20. 5 times 2 is 10. And because of the powers of 10 rule, you will have 2 additional zeros in your answer. So that's 1,000. 8 times 50 is purple. So 8 times 5 is 40. Because of the powers of 10 rule, you will have 1 additional zero in your answer. So that's 400. Okay. Now let's do brown, I guess. Okay. Now we're going to do our second row. So we are multiplying all of these numbers by the ones position. So 100 times 2 is 200. Okay. 20 times 2 is 40. And 8 times 2 is 16. So then what we'll do, we're going to need some more space because our final product over here, we have 6 partial products now. So it's going to take up a lot of room. So now we're just going to add together these numbers. Okay. So we're going to start top left. 5,000. Again, make sure that you are lining your numbers up correctly. Plus 1,000. Okay. Plus 400. And I'm just copying these numbers down. I am making sure that I'm lining up my ones, tens, and hundreds, and thousands, so everything lines up. Plus 200. Plus 40. Okay, my numbers are still lined up. Plus 16. So I'm just copying that last box. And now I'm going to write my answer. My product, your total product, okay? So starting on the far right side, because that's the smallest place value. 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 6 is 6. 0 plus 0 plus 0, now we're in the tens. Plus 0, 0. Plus 4 is 4, plus 1 is 5. 0 plus 0 plus 4 is 4, plus 2 is 6. Now you're in your thousands positions. 5 plus 1 plus 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 0 is 6. So your total product for this equation, 128 times 52, is 6,656. So that is the area model of multiplication. We reviewed 4th grade, and we talked about what our 5th grade expectations are.